do is I'm going to put everybody on mute. Thank you for being here. This is the new coach call for primarily Team Butterfly Effect, but that's a big umbrella of a lot of organizations. And God, it's pretty much it's all my personally sponsored coaches here and Jill Leptoski's personally sponsored coaches. And for those of you who are on the call, specifically Michael and Allison, who are not a part of Team Distilled, Jill Leptoski is one of my personally sponsored coaches. And so then Chrissy, Becky, and Dominique are all within her downline. And we have Michael and Allison here. And the only reason why I'm taking the time to do this little introduction is because y'all are new coaches together. You're all like a pod, and that's one of the greatest gifts that my coach gave me was a community of coaches who were in this around the same place as I was within my business. So get used to each other's faces, because if you're the ones who continue to show up, that you guys will start to bond with each other. And Allison, I just have to share with you specifically right now, my joke in my family right now is that you're my latest gift from the universe, because someone I didn't know, that Beachbody we were randomly meshed together with Beachbody. And the reason why I think it's such a beautiful thing, this exact moment right now, Jill Leptoski, she's my other leader on my team who's on here. She was my very first gift from the universe, from Beachbody, and she's now one of my biggest producers and leading coaches within my organization, and had good karma come and brought me Jill. I don't know where this team would be now without her on it. So I'm really excited about Allison right now for the same reason. I got another East Coaster girl gift from the universe right here. So it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, let's get to it. What we're going to do, guys, is we're just going to go around this. This call is mainly just to serve you guys. And I know you probably have a lot of questions going on right now. But I want you to start with the most burning question, the one or where your biggest roadblock, where you're stumped, because I want to give you guys 30 minutes, and we're going to get through as many as we can within 30 minutes. And if that only means everybody just gets one issue addressed, so be it. If people get multiple, then even better. So I'm going to start actually with Dominique, which I got to give Dominique a shout out. Dominique just joined the team within the past 2 weeks. What, Dominique, did you just become a coach like 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 weeks ago?
It was probably more like 3 weeks ago, because my 30 days will be on May 5th.
Dominique's already Emerald. She already has her first 2 coaches under her. It's so freaking exciting. Like, I want to shout it from the rooftop. So shout out to Dominique. Okay. So girl, even though that you're an Emerald, you're still in your first month of coaching. So I know it's probably all hit you kind of at once. So what burning question do you have right now?
I don't know about any real burning questions. I mean, it was so great these last 3 weeks of coming out on face, because I was kind of nervous that people really weren't going to respond to my posts and to me coming out and that kind of thing. And it worked completely opposite. But now I'm kind of at this point, I have my 2 coaches. I finally got my first customer. I'm still doing my posts, and I'm still reaching out to people, but I feel like I'm not now getting as many likes. I'm not now I feel like now people are okay, it was cool the first 2 weeks. Maybe not that you're annoying, but at the same time, it's I wonder kind of almost where do I go from here? Because, now I feel like I'm stuck, but not super stuck. I mean, like you said, I'm only 3 weeks in. So, I mean, I still have time, but.
So your main things that you need to focus on right now in regards to your social, are you specifically speaking on your social media presence?
I think so, yes, because what I'm afraid to do, with my posts and stuff, I don't want to sell. You know what I mean? I want to, promote and talk about the product without trying to sell the product. So I don't want to come off I'm trying, okay, I was doing really good. Now, who else wants to buy something? Or, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of at that point.
Absolutely. So my first response would be, you're in the Push to Emerald group right now. Did you watch the social media training today?
I did. I
Okay.
did, and I really enjoyed it. It definitely helped. I mean, like now I kind of know, like going forward, sort of what I can gradually start to do, where it's not overwhelming for me and other people, and it's not me selling the product.
Absolutely. Okay, so first things first, in regards to like you get your hot initial market, um, you need to be focusing on expanding your market daily. So 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 you're not always getting the same, always messaging with the same people. So like I was sharing with Allison today, kind of one of the things that I do to expand my market. I think I was telling her, um, every day. I, I, I still do it. I still do it every day. I'm looking for new people to add to my social network. So today, Liz Tucker is a woman within my dance community who's a producer who I absolutely love. Michael probably knows Liz Tucker. She's a good friend of Monica Blossoms. And I go to women who I utmost respect and adore, who are not Beachbody coaches. And I go to their Facebook pages and I go to their friends lists and I look who is in their friends list who I'm not friends with, who we have a significant amount of mutual friends. Because if we have a significant amount of mutual friends, there's a high probability they're going to accept your friendship. Because if you got a friend request from someone who you had 20 mutual friends with, you're probably going to accept their friend request because you're probably going to thinking that you actually really know them. You've just forgotten or something along the way. So I add 5 new people to my network every day. As a new coach, you should be looking to expand it by 2 to 3 every day. So whatever that means to you, whether it's meeting new people out and about, whether that's like doing what I just said. So that's first, expanding your network. Number 2 is just it's all about value. So literally do what I said in the social media training. Sit down and come up with your top 3 to 5 things that you're passionate about. And girl, you should only be posting about health or nutrition 1 time a day.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're posting 3 times a day, as you get further on, 3 to 5 times a day, only one of them is about health or nutrition. I mean, if you do more, that's okay. But at that point, you start to become like a broken record, you know?
Right.
So it's like, what other things can you post about that would be valuable to people? And valuable doesn't mean it has to be something that they can go and like deposit in the bank. I mean, like say for example, my post this morning, it was motivation, but yet that could be valuable to some people. My post this morning was about, or the midday was about my workout, and then my other one was about you can't do it all. So I mean, every single thing that I posted today, besides my workout, and besides, I made a post about a girlfriend just a little bit ago. Um, like I think I made like 3 to 4 posts today that all were stuff from like personal development.
Okay.
Okay, so pick your 3 to 5 things and just and remember your personal development too can also be about the things that you want to add value to. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
okay, this is like TMI, Michael, I'm sorry you're the only guy on the call, but I know you well enough to know that I can say this in front of you. Like, healthy relationships and human sexuality is a part of my brand because that's just like, it's a part of who I am. And so today, part of my personal development, like I was I know personally that, oh gosh, this is way TMI. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not, but like vibrators were literally invented to help cure women's hysteria back in the early 1900s. Literally, doctors would use them on women to cure hysteria. And I was doing research on that this afternoon because that's a part of my brand. I find it really interesting. You're probably going to see a post about it in a week or so and really blow people's socks off. But so those are ideas. So I'm going to move on. Does that help you?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. And I'm taking lots of notes. So
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, Becky, what about you? What's your burning question? Where are you blocked?
You know what? First of all, the whole vibrator thing, I actually learned that I am a psychology student, educational psychology student, getting my master's degree right now, and that was something in one of my tests. So that is super funny that you said that, because it was something that recently came up in one of my classes.
I learned that in the National in the History of Sex Museum in Madrid, Spain, I think, or maybe it was Barcelona, Spain. Like, I learned it in that museum, and it just, like, anyway, it stuck with me.
Right, we were like, where we were going over like old techniques, like it's super random that you brought that up.
That's awesome. Okay, what's your burning beach body stuff?
Sorry. Right now, I just feel like I'm kind of at a standstill, kind of waiting for everything to catch on.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like building my momentum, and I feel like at some point it'll just shoot off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because I feel like I put those pictures out there. I know I'm not friends with everybody on here on Facebook, but I put my before and after pictures of seas, and they're pretty good, I think. And I got a few people to ask me about Shakeology, and I sent them my website and kind of followed up with them on that, and they haven't really bought anything. And I'm actually gonna see them in person this Thursday, so I was gonna talk to them at work about that then. And I've been doing my invites, and I just keep, I think if I just keep doing the vital behaviors, I'll eventually, they'll just keep seeing that it works, and it's not like a fad,
Absolutely. And I'm going to share with you right now. I can't remember who I just told this to the other day, but there's a woman on our team named Diana Meyer. She's a discount coach on the team. She is my cousin. Diana became a coach on the team a year and a half ago. I've been a coach for 5 years. Diana reached out to me one day and literally told me, Diana had never posted, never liked, never commented on anything on my page. And one day, randomly, she reached out to me and said, I've been on your page every day for the past year. I'm ready for you I am ready. I need help. I'm ready for you to help me.
Yeah.
On my page every day for a year.
Great.
Okay, she was just watching to see how consistent I was going to be, if I was going to be on to the next MLM in a couple weeks, if I was going to switch to Thrive, if I was going to switch to It Works or whatever. She was just waiting to see if that was the thing. So people are watching. Now, I just heard you say something about I sent people to my website. So that raises a tiny bit of concern for me, specifically because that was something I used to do early in my business. I never send people to my website now. Never. Okay. Never. The reason why is because I want to be in control of that transaction, of that relationship and that experience. So I am going to ask them any and every single question I can in the book, up until I can't ask them any more questions, and I finally have to tell them the price, right? I tell them the price, but at that point, either it's a yes or a no. Either you're right. At that point, it's like, is 130 doable, or do you want to spend an extra $10 to get a workout program on top of it? And at that point, you just send them the link from there is mobile app. So if you don't have the mobile app yet on your phone, make sure you ask Jill how to access it. There's also a website called simplecoachlinks.com. I think it's Simple Coach Links. Jill, I'm going to take you off mute. Is it Simple Coach Links or Simple Coach Codes?
I use coachingcodes.com.
Okay, she uses coachingcodes.com, and the one I use is simplecoachlinks.com, which they're almost identical between the two of them. So I guess my first question would be is, why are you sending people to your website? At what point is it then?
Well, what happened was I talked to, they both approached me. Neither of them wanted to do the workout. I talked to them I brought them around to, like, these are the challenge packs, and, these are the different workouts. And we work at the same place. We both work in residential treatment facilities. And they kept saying they don't have time, but they were very interested in Shakeology. So I said, okay, well, then I can show you, like, you know, we got to the point and we talked about the price, and they both, you know, these were 2 different occasions, and they both got to the point where, like, they were okay with the price, and they were like, okay, well, that sounds doable. Can you send me the link? And then that's when I sent them the link.
Okay, yeah. Well, then it sounds like you did everything right then. The only
Yeah.
difference would be, instead of sending them the link to my website, I would send them the direct link from Simple Coach Codes or from this for exactly Shakeology, because
Okay.
you know how busy our websites are. You can
Yeah.
go to our website and you can get sucked into some other vortex, right?
Yeah.
And so if you actually have the link so when they click on it, it's just Shakeology. It's like pick your flavor. It doesn't suck them in. Okay.
Yeah.
Another reason why I love the mobile app is you can actually see if they ever even opened the link, if they started the process. It just gives you more information. So I love, love, love that. Now, the next thing that you can do, Becky, is instead of just sending them the link, if they say, okay, it's a good price, sure, I'll do it. Then the next thing I would say, okay, great. I would love to walk you through. My website's a little confusing. I would love to walk you through the order process. I have the following times available. When are you free? And so then literally you get them on the phone and you're just walking them through the order process, and you don't freaking hang up the phone until you say, okay, I'm going to just stay on the phone with you until you get a confirmation screen. And then you do, because you have to remember this mantra. Just because it's your priority doesn't mean it's theirs.
Okay.
Okay, so it's probably not that they don't intend to. It's probably not. It's just not the top of their priority list right now.
Right, and I'll see both of them Thursday, and that might be something I can be like, hey,
absolutely.
So when do you want to?
Let's just do it now. I'll open my laptop. I'll have everything ready.
Let's go to my office.
Yeah.
Right up the stairs.
I have brought my laptop with me to my son's gymnastics class before to close the deal. I have. Yeah. So, okay, awesome. And one last thing before I move on to the next person, I just want to say, because I feel like this is relevant, all of you who are on this call right now, minus Allison, became a coach at the beginning of your Beachbody journey. Okay? So, I mean, Allison has only done a month of her program. So it's not like she's had months and months and months. Something that Jill Uptosky and I didn't have as much of a hurdle was establishing credibility. I didn't have to establish credibility because I was already a fitness professional. Jill didn't have to establish as much because she already had over a year's history with Beachbody programs before she ever became a coach. So she had significant before and after transformations. If you're just at the beginning of your journey, or if you don't already have the fitness background, then you're just going to have building credibility takes time, period. So, okay. Chrissy, what about you?
I'm so glad that you just said that, because it kind of leads into what I'm dealing with right now. So this is something that I knew that I was probably going to have a problem with, but was kind of ignoring it, really. So I've always been the tall, skinny girl. I mean, Becky and Jill can definitely attest to that. I've always been the tall, skinny girl. So I definitely got slapped in the face today when somebody I had been in contact with and had been, you know, I presented the opportunity to them. They were kind of not really on board. But I was still like helping them out, giving them, you know, healthy eating tips and exercise suggestions and stuff like that. And they went with another coach.
That hurts. It does. And no matter what, it hurts. I understand.
Yeah. And, you know, I whatever. But, you know, I asked them, you know, why did you pick them? Like, we've been talking. You don't think I'd be a good coach? And it was because of their transformation pictures, because she was like, well, I see the results with her, so I know they're going to work. But you've always been a tall, skinny girl, so I don't see how the programs are I don't see how the programs are going to help me through you, because you've always been tall and skinny, so you've never had a problem with being overweight. So I guess my big burning question is, how do I
Yeah, how do you tackle that? Yeah, how do you tackle that?
Pretty much.
Okay, so what I would recommend that you start doing, write this name down, Jessica Vigeland. And no one else needs to write that name down except for Chrissy, primarily just because and let me tell you how to spell Vigeland, and I've got to look it up on Facebook real quick because I'm going to botch it. Okay, Vigeland. And I'm just going to be upfront with you. Don't send her a friend request because once you get so many friends on Facebook, you can't accept any more friends. So be respectful to her at this point and don't send her a friend request. Follow her, okay? And do me a favor, just send her a personal message that lets her know, drop my name. Say I'm in Aubrey's downline. I'm one of Jill Leptoski's personally sponsored coaches. Jessica's this group that you guys have right here, Jessica's one of those for me within Rockstar Presenters. She's one of my dear friends. Anyway, Jessica, like her story is that she was skinny fat. That's what she called it. Like she grew up as the skinny fat girl, meaning that by looking at her with clothes on, she was teeny tiny, right? But she took her clothes off and she was just scrawny. Like, I mean, it wasn't like there was no muscular tone or anything. And so for her, she has gone into all of our weight training programs. So for her, it's been Body Beast. That's her primary program is Body Beast and Hammer and Chisel and all the strengthening programs because the only transformation she has to be able to be proof the product works for people to visibly look at her and see is by gaining muscle. So if you can't lose weight and you really want to make this business work for you, you need to think of two things, like what transformations can I show? So it can primarily be, if you have no physical transformation, you have to start talking the hell about your mental, emotional transformation that you're going through personal development with Beachbody, and you need to start talking about the community aspect of how you're, being surrounded by positive-minded people. You can't make your story about your body right now. Yeah. And so that's going to have to be what you're talking about to the most people. But first and foremost, it's going to be credibility. So like what we were just talking about. So she just went with another coach and that really hurts. But it's a learning experience, right? To see, okay, so now you go back and you kind of re-go over the conversations with her in your head and think like, was there ever a point in time that I could have taken a different shift to the conversation? Like if she has a significant amount of weight to lose, can I talk more about my internal mental shifts about the community and bringing that in? Because we all know that losing weight is not just a physical process.
Yeah.
It's just as much mental and emotional as it is anything and everything else. So no matter who you're talking to, you have to figure out a way to relate to that person. That honestly, I can relate with you, Chrissy, though, because it took me a while to get my business up and running because although I have had a transformation, mine wasn't from Beachbody. I lost 20 pounds or 30 pounds or 50 pounds or however my total was 10 years before I found Beachbody. That was before digital cameras. Like I don't have pictures of myself when I was my heaviest. I was hiding behind people in college, for all those pictures. So it took me going out of my way and doing like the 21-day fix or the ultimate reset where it was like a different mentality. Actually my first was the ultimate reset. So it was the 21-day vegan detox. And I just it changed my life. So you're going to have to find those different pathways for you. Cool?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Allison. Michael, you're next.
Okay. So here's my question.
Yeah.
Not that I have diarrhea of the mouth, but I'm very honest. And I just don't want to say too much too fast. So how do you kind of not get into that? But also not leave them hanging too long for responses because I don't want them to become disinterested.
Absolutely. Okay, so first of all, live by the mantra, spend more time being interested than interesting. So your personal experience doesn't matter unless it relates to what they're looking for. So ask just a bajillion questions. And how not to keep them hanging. First and foremost, we teach people how to treat us by what we accept. So Allison, and I'm so glad you asked this because I've been meaning to share this with you. Don't feel like you have to respond to everybody right when they message you. Because if you respond to everybody right when they message you, you are teaching them, if you become their coach, that you are now at their beck and call.
Right.
And that is not healthy and that is not sustainable. And right now you're just at that new like early excited stage. You just want to make help your first person, make your first sale. Like you're just excited. And so I get it, but one thing, do your best to reply to people within 24 hours. And you can always say to people, sorry, I'm just now getting back to you. My office hours are during this time. So I'll always reply to you at least during this time in your day, because you can't, even though this is a home-based business, it's still a business. And so you have every right to have office hours just like everybody else does.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, because I feel like I try to like block time, but then when people get back to me, it's not during that 30 minutes or that hour. And then suddenly my husband's looking at me like, well, this wasn't the time you said it was going to be.
That's why I intentionally don't look at messages on Facebook, even if I'm on Facebook, if it's not during my office hours. So, like, for example, do you know how hard it was for me to practice discipline this evening when I was going to make my evening post? I saw there was a message from you in my inbox, but that wasn't my office hours.
Right.
And so even though I know you probably have a message right here and here waiting for me, wondering how to help somebody with their next sale or answer their next question, it wasn't my office hours. And right now, your relationship with your husband, with your family, that protecting that is more important than worrying about if someone is going to lose interest because you didn't get back to them right when they messaged you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard. It's so hard. And never open a message unless it's during your office hours, because then you'll forget. It's not a unread message. And then you'll forget to go back and reply to them. That is the worst, is when someone said, I'm interested. You looked at it, you didn't have time to message them back, and a freaking month or two later, you realize you never replied to them.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
That is bad.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I've done it. So, okay. Moving on. Last question. I know we're about at time, so I want to give Michael his time too. Michael hasn't dove as much into the business yet, as he's just starting with his own journey. But Michael, what burning questions do you have right now? Is it business, or is it what is it? What have you got?
It's personal with me.
Go for it.
I've shared with you, I've been retired from work and business and all that for the last 2 years. And I've really enjoyed not having a schedule. So getting myself to do something that seems almost like work, I've been improvising it. I work out when I feel like it, which is every day, almost about 5 or 6 days a week, and eating properly, but I don't have a set schedule. Now I'm working on that. I drink Shakeology every day for breakfast. That's my breakfast. I just have to figure out, I get the vanilla because I like the fact that I can make it into almost anything. It goes, like today, it was a little cayenne pepper and some chocolate. Really hot and nice, spicy. So I love that. Getting myself to use the containers and that's almost like work to me. but I'm working on that. It's more of a mental thing for me. I have to get myself in line with what I want to do. I have to want to do this, and not have it feel like work to me. Because work, I don't want to work.
You retired. That's why you're not working anymore.
Well, yeah. By the time I retired, I was in retail the last 16 years of my work life, and they got to where that they were changing my schedule every week, and I wouldn't know until Sunday what schedule I was going to have for the next week, and it really messed with my social life. I had a girlfriend at the time, so I was really I retired earlier than I had planned to originally, but it's been great, and I have a passion for helping people. So mine is not so much a question. It's just me getting myself to get into a routine.
Yeah. I think more than anything, Michael, it's, starting with asking yourself why you're doing this in the first place, and originally you had told me you were doing this because you love helping people and you wanted to do a little bit more to transform your own body and your own wellness, and that you already have your astrology business, and so you're helping people with their. Yeah, by the way, guys, Michael is an astrologer. He's a really freaking awesome dude. But you already have your clientele with your astrology clients, and so it was just going to be an option for you to help them then with their physical bodies and a little bit more. So I think it might be, kind of going into the mental emotional work of why is there resistance there when it was something that you were wanting to do in the first place.
Absolutely. I even approach my astrology not as a business. I don't market it at all. I just have this thing where people show up that need help, and I do what I can to help them. So even that's not even business-like for me.
Right. Right. Well, then Michael, if I were you, you just, right now, just focus on doing you, and don't worry.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I haven't seen great results yet because I haven't really embraced everything. I've embraced the Shakeology. That's very easy.
Yeah.
But the part about, doing a workout every day with Beachbody and embracing the dietary aspects is where I have been finding internal resistance. And
okay, I have a triple dog dare for you. You still have access to Beachbody on Demand?
yes.
I triple dog dare you tomorrow. Let go of your 21-day fix, and I want you to go on there and I want you to do the Hot Country sneak peek. Jill, isn't Hot Country sneak peek on there?
Country Heat. I don't think it's up yet, is it?
It's not up there? I thought I saw it. No? Am I tripping?
I don't know. I haven't heard an announcement, but maybe.
Okay, maybe I'm tripping. But go on there and try one of the dance programs.
Okay.
So I want you to, because I know you love to dance. So
yeah.
Go on there and try either hip hop abs or Brazilian butt lift, one of the dance routines from Brazil butt lift, or even one of the size is on there. Or even with the yoga booty ballets, the hip hop on there is more like jazz. I think you might like that too, because right now you're feeling like I'm being pressured upon doing this for my business. With right now, we really need to just get you loving the whole system and loving the program and getting you into the routine. So instead of worrying about doing the 21-day fix because it's feeling like work, let's figure out a way to make it fun.
I think that sounds awesome. I need to be able to show some transformation for other people for me to have some credibility.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I think right now, if it's feeling like work and you're resistant to work, then let's figure out a way to make it a party and to make it fun. So go. So that's my homework for you, is start playing with all the different. I want you to make it your daily, excavation of which dance, a different dance program can I find every day that looks like fun. And if I want to do another one, I do another one, but make it about joy.
That will help me a lot, I think, because I've got a lot of friends that are like you and me that like to dance, and if I can find a way to make it fun for me, I know I can find a way to make it fun for them.
Absolutely. Michael's a part of my dance tribe, so that's why he comes to all my parties and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to take everybody off mute, but before we say goodbye, I want to ask Jill, because A, she's been so gracious about being on the call and being present, but B, she's a rock star. Out of everything that you've heard of roadblocks and issues that everybody has, what words of wisdom can you share here at the end that maybe I haven't expressed or shared, because I know you have value?
One thing when I was hearing Dominique about, expanding your market, Aubrey, you're talking about going to someone's page and looking for people. You can actually just go onto the people you might know. So if you go to your Facebook page and then friends, and then there's like a find friends, then you'll get a whole list of people that Facebook will generate for you that you're likely to know. So for a while, every day I was going in there and trying to add 2 to 3 people every day. So that's something that I would suggest for the new coaches. And then, for Chrissy, yeah, I mean, the transformation thing's going to be hard, but I think, you've got your niche, and, you know what that is. And I think, it's going to be hard for you whenever you're not having that drastic transformation, but also trying to keep that in mind too, and trying to speak to those people as well.
Let me just add in, Chrissy, if I were you too, do you journal?
Yes, I do.
If I were you, I would start to journal about how you feel your fibromyalgia is being affected during all this, specifically about your fibromyalgia, because I know your niche is particularly photographers, but I mean, you being in that category of people with fibromyalgia, that's it's a thing, and so if you can document, and it being like over a period of time where, like these were the sort of symptoms I was having when I first started, this is the symptoms I was having a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, and just like start to figure out a way to document it, that could end up being a niche for you. Like Trisha on the team, is her niche is cancer patients, because she's cancer, so I'm sorry, Jill, anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I had right now.
Okay, guys, we've been talking for 40 minutes. I'm still here for you, but does anybody else have anything else burning? You just have to ask, are you ready to go to bed? We need to get up and get our workouts in the morning. So let's all get up. Let's all go to bed. Thank you so much. Guys, the people who show up are the people who get helped. Literally, right? I mean, we always say the 80-20 rule with everything, anything and everything in life. It's the 80-20 rule, including business. 20% of your downline will end up making up 80% of your volume, 80% of your income. Okay, so you showing up is showing that you're part of our 20%, and we give the most time and energy to our 20% who show up. So thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good.